Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about autonomic nervous system or autonomic neural system. What is autonomic or a neural system or autonomic nervous system? First of all, we have to think about generally what are the functions are going on in our body. Generally what we are doing, what type of actions, what type of functions are going on in our body. Generally, for example, if you want to walk, if you want to move from here to there, actually with our consciousness we are moving from here to there. With our consciousness, with our permission of brain, we will move from here to there. And so many actions are going on with our consciousness. Suppose what if you want to move here, and it is moving with our consciousness. And also if you want to do anything, drinking or eating, if you want to do anything with our consciousness, so many voluntary actions are going on in our body. For example, if you want to run, if you want to drink, if you want to eat, if you want to, whatever we are doing with our consciousness, so many actions are doing we are with our consciousness, with our permission of brain. So in our body, not only voluntary actions, some are involuntary actions is there. Involuntary actions without our permission, without our consciousness, automatically these actions are going on, these functions are going on in our body. The cause of internal stimulus, nothing but chemical receptors, whatever releasing in our body. Generally we know the nervous system is useful to stimulate, giving the response from stimulus. Is showing the response from stimulus. Whatever stimulus means external change, it is showing response. But in our body, that means what? In our body, some type of chemoreceptors is there. These internal receptors is there. That receptors are useful to what? Some actions or some functions are going on without our consciousness. For example, walking, drinking, eating, moving our hands, moving legs, whatever is there in our body, these are the voluntary action with our consciousness. These functions are going on, these actions are going on. But what about internal functions, internal activities, internal actions? For example, our heart beats 24 hours. It will beats 24 hours. It is not stops heart beating. That is what, if you want to stop your heart, is that possible? No, it's not possible. Why? Because it is a going on action. Autonomic. And also what? If you ate something, food or anything, what will be happen? The digestion process is going on. If you don't want to digest any food after going inside, automatically it will be digestion. Automatically, autonomic neural system, digestion, excretion, circulation, respiration. That means what? After going inside, whatever air enter into the body, these actions are without our consciousness. These are going on without our consciousness, without our what? Especially for permission. That is nothing but we can call autonomic nervous system. What is autonomic nervous system? Some actions, some functions, the internal actions or internal functions, without our consciousness. Most of the functions are going on in our body without our consciousness, without the consciousness of brain, especially for without our consciousness. So many actions, so many functions are going on, like digestion, circulation, excretion, and hormonal secretion, the glands secretions in our body, and cardiac muscles, the movement of smooth muscles. And these actions are going on without our consciousness. That is nothing but the cause of, okay, autonomic nervous system. For example, in autonomic nervous system, for example, okay, if you observe, when we are in anxiety, when we are in afraid, something, we are seeing something in our body, something of we are seeing some snake nearby us, we are seeing some snake. Suddenly, what will be, a lot of changes occurs in our body. The circulation is going on very fast without our permission. That means what? Increasing the circulation, increasing the what? Increasing, okay, automatically we are afraid about that one. Afraid, automatically these actions are going on in our body without our consciousness. Hormonal secretions in our body. These actions are going on very fast in our body. That means without our consciousness. That is nothing but we can call the cause of autonomic nervous system. Whatever involuntary actions, nothing but we can call involuntary actions. Autonomic nervous system is the cause of involuntary actions or involuntary functions. Okay, these are not voluntary, these are involuntary actions. What are the causes of involuntary actions, especially for nothing but autonomic nervous system? Already we learnt about what? Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system. In peripheral nervous, autonomic nervous system is a part of peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system, somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system functionally. Functionally, peripheral nervous system, okay, somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic SNS, somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system, for example, whatever voluntary actions with our consciousness, whatever actions are going on, that is the cause of somatic nervous system. And what about autonomic nervous system? For example, movements of cardiac movements and smooth muscles, whatever digestion, excretion, these processes are causes of what? Autonomic nervous system. Involuntary actions, involuntary functions in our body. What are the causes of involuntary actions in our body? Internal receptors. Internal receptor, internal chemoreceptors. For example, especially for if you are seeing any snake or anything, what will be happen in our body? Lot of changes occurs in our body. These changes, the causes of these changes in our body, releasing some type of hormones. Example is what? Adrenaline, epinephrine and norepinephrine. These hormones are the cause of what? Increasing the circulatory rate and what? Increasing what? Heartbeat rate. These are the causes of what? Hormones. Without our consciousness, without our consciousness, these actions are going on in our body. That is autonomic nervous system. Generally, autonomic nervous system is two types. One is sympathetic nervous system. Second one is parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. What is sympathetic nervous system? Sympathetic nerves are nerve fibers are arise from in our spinal cord. Sympathetic nervous system is made up of made up of pre-ganglion nerve fibers, comma, ganglion, and also para or post-ganglion nerve fibers. Post-ganglion nerve fibers. What is nerve fibers? Okay, what is pre-ganglion nerve fibers and post-ganglion nerve fibers? What is ganglion? Sympathetic nerve fibers are arise from in our spinal region, in our spinal cord. In spinal cord, in different regions is there. It is sympathetic. Okay, so that I will write what? Sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is made up of 21 nerves. 21 what nerves? Spinal nerves. 21 sympathetic spinal nerves. What are that sympathetic spinal nerves? What are that sympathetic spinal nerves? Okay, 3 are cervical, 3 thoracic 12, and lumbar, which are having in lumbar region in 5, and sacral region and 1. Total, okay, 12, 15, 20, 21. Okay, so that sympathetic nerves, that is origin from in our spinal region. In spinal cord already we are classified and divided into different regions. Okay, and cervical region, thoracic region, and lumbar region, and sacral region, and coccygeal region. 5 types. But here some nerves which are origin from spinal cord, which acts as a sympathetic nerves. Sympathetic nerves are origin from sympathetic nerve fibers are origin from our spinal cord in different region. From cervical region, 3 sympathetic. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 sympathetic, and thoracic region 12 nerve fibers, and lumbar region 5, and sacral region, first sacral 1. These are combined and form sympathetic nervous system. Which are sympathetic nervous system origin from our spinal cord. First point. In spinal cord, in different nerves are originate in spinal cord. They combined and form what? Sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is made up of 21 nerve fibers. What are they? There are cervical 3, thoracic 12, lumbar 5, and sacral 1. Total 21 nerve fibers are combined and form sympathetic nervous system. And second point, what is post and what especially for pre-ganglion and post-ganglion? These are made up of pre-ganglion. Sympathetic nervous system is made up of pre-ganglion and post-ganglion. Pre-ganglion and post-ganglion means what? Pre means what? Before. What is ganglion? First of all, we need to discuss about ganglion. Ganglion means what? Where does 2 or more neurons are attached. This is the place. For example, these are the neurons. Where does the two or more neurons are combined? That place, that is a synaptic place, which is the passing the message from one neuron to another neuron. That is more than, especially for where does the neurons are attached, neurons are combined. For example, this is one neuron, is another neuron. The synaptic region, that is we can call ganglion. Ganglion is nothing, that is the combination or attachment of more than two or more than neurons. For example, one neuron, other neuron. This is we can call ganglion, or more than the neurons also. That place where does the neurons are attached or combined, that region we can call ganglion. Here the word given word preganglion and postganglion. What is preganglion and postganglion? For example, this is neuron. This is this is a ganglion. Example, ganglion. These are called preganglionic fibers. This is postganglion. Pre means what? The ganglion is not formed. Before ganglion. Preganglion. After formation of ganglion, that is we can call postganglion region. Simple. So that sympathetic nervous system is made up of preganglionic nerve fibers and postganglionic nerve fibers, and preganglionic nerve fibers are origin from spinal nerves, spinal cord, in different regions of the spinal cord like cervical, thoracic, lumbar and sacral region. So that sympathetic nervous system and also called thoracolumbar outflow. Thoracolumbar outflow. Why we are called thoraco? That means from thoracic region, from lumbar region, nerves are origin in thoracolumbar outflow. What is the meaning of outflow? This system is also called thoracolumbar outflow. What is the meaning of outflow? Outflow of what? Information. Outflow of what? Especially for information, motor information, motor, sensory and motor information from spinal cord, especially for it is the sending information. It is the outflow of information, so that the name is given thoracolumbar outflow and also called. What is? From thoracic region, from lumbar region, it is sending the information into the different parts. The cause of chemoreceptors, internal receptors. These actions are involuntary. You have to remember that point. Okay? Without our consciousness, these actions are going on in our body. Okay? So that sympathetic nervous system, it is made up of preganglion nerve fibers, postganglion. What is preganglion? Without formation of ganglion. What is ganglion? Ganglion means where does two or more neurons are attached. That region, synaptic region, that region we can call ganglion. Pre means before formation of ganglion, pre-ganglionic region. Post-ganglionic, that means after formation of what? Ganglionic region. Okay, so that remember here, that is sympathetic nervous system. So that you have to remember, sympathetic nervous system is also called thoracolumbar outflow. Okay, and especially for it is the origin nerves from different regions of the spinal cord. So that it is called what? Thoracolumbar outflow. Okay, and second one, parasympathetic. So that autonomic nervous system is classified into two. One is sympathetic, other one is parasympathetic. Okay, we'll discuss later. We'll discuss what are the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic. Now, here the parasympathetic nervous system is made up of craniosacral. That means the part of cranial nerves. Okay, that means these nerves are origin from brain and sacral region of spinal cord. But sympathetic nervous system is made up of whatever nerves are origin from what? Totally from spinal cord, in different regions of the spinal cord. But parasympathetic nervous system is, okay, the nerves, okay, preganglionic nerves origin from brain, okay, cranial region and sacral region. Already we learnt about the cranial nerves, 12 pairs of cranial nerves. In the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, which pairs are forms parasympathetic nervous system? Okay, for example, third cranial nerve, seventh cranial nerve, ninth cranial nerve, and 10th cranial nerve. Very important, 10th cranial nerve we can call vagus nerve. We can call 10th one is vagus nerve. It is sending the nerves in different parts of the body. So the parasympathetic nervous system is made up of third cranial, seventh cranial, ninth cranial, and also what 10th vagus or 10th cranial nerve. Okay. Third, seventh, ninth, and 10th vagus nerve. It is a formation of what parasympathetic nervous system. In parasympathetic nervous system, sending the nerves from preganglionic and postganglionic nerve fibers and sending into the eye, for example, okay, eye, lacrimal glands, salivary glands. Which are that one? For example, third cranial nerve is there. The third cranial nerve sending the nerve post or preganglionic nerve sending into the eye, and seventh one sending the nerves into the lacrimal glands and salivary glands, and ninth one sending the nerve into the air passages, that means bronchus, and 10th one sending the, okay, this is 10th vagus nerve. 10th vagus nerve, it is sending the nerves from bronchus, heart, liver, and kidneys and digestive system. So that, okay, parasympathetic nervous system origin from craniosacral. Sacral is the last one. Sacral. Lateral, last one is coxageal. Okay. Okay, that means it is a formation of what? Cranio, that means medulla oblongata and medulla, okay, stem of what? Brain stem, from origin from brain stem and medulla oblongata, and sacral region. And sacral region is also some nerves combined and form. Sacral, second, third, and fourth sacral nerves and combined and form what? Parasympathetic. Parasympathetic is made up of craniosacral outflow, craniosacral nerves, nerve fibers. Craniosacral outflows, what are they? For example, third, seventh, ninth, and 10th from cranium, from brain, and second, third, and fourth, that is from sacral region, that is origin. So what is the difference between what? Sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic, whatever preganglionic nerve fibers are origin and from different regions of the spinal cord. But parasympathetic from craniosacral outflow. Already I am told what is the meaning of outflow? Outflow of information, sending the information into different parts. And one more difference between what? Sympathetic and parasympathetic. In sympathetic, these preganglion nerve fibers. Preganglion means what? Before formation of ganglion, whatever nerves fibers is there, that is we can call preganglion nerve fiber. These preganglion nerve fibers are 21 nerve fibers are small in size. And in sympathetic, preganglion nerve fibers are small in size. Postganglion nerve fibers are what? Long in size. Long, very long. Compared with preganglion. Postganglions are longer. Here, in parasympathetic, preganglion nerve fibers are long compared with what? Postganglion nerve fibers. Okay, so that is also major difference of what? Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, now functionally, what are the difference between both of them? Sympathetic and parasympathetic. Before discussing that, Okay, okay, I will give one example. For example, when we feel anxiety or tension or stress, what will be happen in our body? What are the changes occurs in our body? When we afraid something, we are seeing any snake or anything nearby us, if we observe anything, what will be happen? Okay, our whatever eyeball is what increase the size, iris size is increased, and what will be happen? Our blood circulation is going on very fast, and the respiratory rate also increased. Are you observed or not? When we feel anxiety, tension, or afraid, or any timid, or whatever happens in sudden actions, and what will be happen? Lot of changes occurs in our body. What are the changes? Just try to observe the changes. Whatever occurs in your body, the circulatory rate is increasing, heartbeat rate is increasing, and also size is also increased, and also shivering, and so many differences, so many changes occurs in our body. The cause of sympathetic nervous system, and parasympathetic inhabits these actions or whatever. For example, okay, one more thing. When we feel tension or stress or anything, if you feel or anything, what will be emotion, the cause of emotions, what will be happen? Our heartbeat rate, circulation, respiratory rate is also increased, and very difficult to take what oxygen into the body, and whatever oxygen is there, it will be converts into what? Glucose. Why? Because when we feel tension or stress, we need more energy, so that whatever carbohydrates is there in our body, it converts into glucose. Respiratory rate is also increasing, we are taking more oxygen, increasing the respiratory rate, circulatory rate, everything is going on. That is sympathetic actions. And what happens in sympathetic action? At the time of what? When we are in anxiety, tension, or anything, our digestive system is not working in proper way. Digestion is not occurring proper way. Remaining actions are going on very fast, the cause of sympathetic, and except digestive system. Digestive system was what? Especially for the cause of digestive system is going on very slow. It is releasing saliva also releasing slowly at the time when we feel tension, stress, or anything afraid. And what about the urine? And passage of urine is also more at the time of when we are feeling tension. Except digestion. Digestion is not occurs, that is not sympathetic action. In parasympathetic, when the parasympathetic occurs, when we took the rest, at the time of rest, relaxation time. And what happened in relaxation time? In relaxation time, our eyeball is decreased the size. Heartbeat rate also decreased, normal heartbeat, and what circulation is also going on slowly, and respiratory rate is also normal. That means in our body, whatever involuntary actions, also balancing system is there. That balancing system, that means sometimes it is increasing sympathetic actions, sometimes the parasympathetic inhabit whatever actions are going on very fast, so that the balancing system in our body, autonomic nervous system. One example, when we feel stress and strain, our respiratory rate is increased. When we are in normal, in parasympathetic situation, in parasympathetic nerves, control, it is a normalized whatever respiratory rate. When we are in tension, respiratory rate is increased, heartbeat rate is increased, circulatory rate is increased. When we are in rest or relaxing stage, these actions are going on very normal. That is balancing system, autonomic nervous system in our body. Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So that these are the sympathetic and Parasympathetic actions are involuntary action. It is the balanced equilibrium in our body. Actions, involuntary actions. Now we are going to discuss, okay, what are the differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, what are the changes occurs in our body, especially for sympathetic and parasympathetic actions or reflexes in our body? In sympathetic action, when the sympathetic, I mean, when we feel tension or stress or strain or anything, afraid or whatever is there, in our body lot of changes occurs in. And what are the changes occurs in our body? For example, the eye size is what increase the size, that is a sympathetic, the cause of sympathetic nerve fibers. When we afraid, when we are seeing something, okay, when eyeball, okay, iris size is increased. And especially for parasympathetic, that means when we are in relaxing stage, the eyeball size is decrease. Okay, so that eye is dilates and constricts. That means decrease the size. Parasympathetic. And what about heart? Heartbeat rate is increasing at the time, cause of sympathetic. And when we are in relaxed or resting state, okay, heartbeat rate is what? A normal or decrease. Decreases. Okay. So that, and what about the blood vessel? The blood vessel size, when we feel tension or stress, the cause of sympathetic nerve fiber, the blood vessel size is decreased, it constricts. Okay. And when in normal in state or resting state, the blood vessels are what? Dilates. Okay. And what about the salivary glands in our body and sympathetic situations? Salivary glands, already I am told what, it inhibits or nothing but stops the production of salivary amylase or salivary secretions. Okay, it inhibits of salivary secretions. At the time of a cause of sympathetic nervous system. And what is parasympathetic? In parasympathetic, when we are taking rest or relaxing state, our digestive system is going on very fast. Salivary secretions is also more, so that the secretions are increased. And what about pancreas? Pancreas secretions also inhibits the cause of sympathetic actions or sympathetic functions. And what about the lungs? Lungs also relax the bronchi, and kidneys also increase the secretion of renin at the time of sympathetic situations. And parasympathetic situation, eyeball is what? Okay, eye especially for constrict or normal in state, and heartbeat rate is also normal. Our blood vessels also dilates. Okay, and salivary glands also increasing the salivary amylase or salivary secretions, and pancreas also secreting normally their hormones. And lungs also, okay, relax at the time of sympathetic, it is relaxing bronchi, it dilates in bronchi. And kidneys also increase the secretions of renin at the time of sympathetic, and parasympathetic, it is decrease the secretions of renin. And digestion is also, okay, the process of digestion is also inhibits of digestion. Digestion is also going on very slow at the time of sympathetic, and parasympathetic digestion is going on normally or more. Okay, that is difference between what? Sympathetic and parasympathetic. Whatever actions are going on in our body at the time, the changes occurs in different changes occurs in our body. Anyway, it is a balancing system in our body. It balances what? Sympathetic actions and parasympathetic actions in our body. Okay, and also if you observe it there, here it is a formation of ganglions. Actually, in sympathetic nervous system, it forms collateral ganglia. That is nothing but it forms three types of ganglions. What are they? One is celiac ganglion, and anterior mesenteric ganglion and posterior mesenteric ganglion. Ganglion means what? Nerves are combined and formed, and synaptic regions, two or more nerves are combined and form ganglions. In sympathetic nervous system, it combined and form three types of ganglions. That three types of ganglions we can call collateral ganglion. That means pre-ganglionic nerve fiber, post-ganglionic nerve fiber connects in region, that is we can call especially for collateral ganglion. Collateral ganglion is three types. One is celiac ganglion, anterior mesenteric ganglion and posterior mesenteric ganglion in sympathetic nervous system. In parasympathetic nervous system, okay, ciliary ganglion and pteropalatine ganglion, submandibulary ganglion. It forms what? Three types of ganglions in parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, now we are going to discuss about differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system nerves are origin from thoracic region and lumbar region. Already we know thoracic region of spinal cord and lumbar region of spinal cord. And parasympathetic origin from cranial region and sacral region of the spinal cord. Okay. And second one, here in sympathetic, these ganglions are combined and form a chain, ganglionic chains. But here in parasympathetic, these ganglions are isolated, are single, isolated or single. And the next one, this sympathetic is active at the time of stressful conditions, strain or stressful or anger or whatever the condition. What will be happen? Hormones or secretion, adrenergic usually. Why? Because adrenergic usually means what? At the time of stressful conditions in our body, some hormones are secrets. The hormones, flight and fight hormones, especially for adrenaline. The hormonal secretion at the time of what? Stressful conditions. And a relaxing time, these parasympathetic releasing the hormone in synaptic region, acetylcholine, cholinergic hormones usually. Okay, so that these are the differences between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay.